the action of the Bradby Shield on TNL TV, sponsored by Singer Sri Lanka Limited.
Hello and a very good evening to all of you, and welcome to the Bogambra Rugby Stadium. On behalf of our sponsor, Singer Sri Lanka Limited, I'm your host this evening. My name is Ryan Thomas. With me in the commentary position is, of course, Dr. Fred Pereira. I will be talking to Dr. Fred in the proceedings of the game. As you know, Dr. Fred has been playing rugby, and he did captain Royal way back in 1971. Now you see the Royal and the Trinity team, both teams lined up there. The principals of both institutions, Captain Leonard D. Alvis of Trinity and the Royal principal, introducing the players to our chief guest. That's William Molligode, the ex-Trinity captain. I'm not too sure what year he did captain though, but he's a Trinity Lion. As you can see, the line being displayed on that blazer. For Royal, they have some very enterprising ruggerites. The pick of the players for Royal this season, of course, has been Sampath Pereira, a nippy scrum half though, and there's Abdul Yusuf, who is also a fine fullback. As far as the pack is concerned, Rukmal Gunathilaka has been very, very impressive. So there you are, that's the teams being introduced. Mr. William Molligode in pursuit, and he's being joined by, as mentioned by me earlier, the two principals. So that's our band in attendance. Talking about the crowds did walk into Bogambra around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can just imagine what enthusiasm the Kandy fans have for the game of rugby. That's the class judges being introduced. Our referee for this game is Mr. Wimal Senanayaka. And now we move into the Trinity College team, captained by Harris Omar. I remember his father was also a number 8 lock forward playing for Trinity somewhere in the late 60s. For Trinity, of course, Harris Omar has been a very, very enterprising ruggerite, number 8 for this year. There is the two towering second row forwards, Bas Naika together with Suranga Amarsinga. They've been very, very impressive. Unfortunately for the Trinity fans, Desmond Hopwood, or Des Hopwood as is better known, the Trinity scrum half, will not be playing today. I did have a chat with Quintin Israel, the Trinity rugby coach, this morning, and Quintin told me that Desmond Hopwood is out with an injury. So his place has been taken by Mohammed Khalil. There have been a few changes also in the Royal side, but I'm not too sure, I'm not in a position to comment on it at the moment. I did have a chat with Dr. Maya Gunasekara, and that's the Royal College song. You can see Sampath Pereira and the rest of the boys. I wish I could name them one by one. They're singing the old Royal school song, and that's the Royal flag in full bloom out here in Kandy. Royal supporters, the little ones with their flags, and this is certainly a carnival atmosphere, and the stage is now set for the 51st rugby encounter between Royal and Trinity. And incidentally, this is the 100th game between these two great institutions. As far as the crowd is concerned, it's about 10,000 people who are gathered out here to see this game, approximately. And I was here this morning, and what I noticed is the people here in Kandy are very interested in rugby, and that's for a fact. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the crowd started coming in. That's our chief guest, our two judges with the referee, that's Trinity College flag in full blaze, the red, gold and blue, and our band in attendance. There you are, they are very smartly dressed, and they've been playing some lovely numbers, lovely songs, I would say, or lovely little pieces of contemporary music before we got ourselves on focus as far as the camera is concerned. The Trinitians now seeing the Trinity College song, which is a very, very traditional thing between these two schools, Trinity and Royal. Just can imagine 51 years of great rugby being played by these two institutions. So it's an excellent setting here in Kandy. Now, talking about the weather, I did come into the grounds around 2 o'clock, and there was cloud cover, a slight drizzle when the under-17 game was on. Nevertheless, the ground could be very slightly soggy though. As far as the results of the under-17 game is concerned, Royal had beaten Trinity very convincingly by 14 points to no score. And the under-17ers play for the Sumitya Rachi Shield. So Royal have won the first leg of the under-17 encounter here, beating Trinity by 14 points to nil. That's a part of the spectators. And the teams are running in now to the middle, and Trinity will be kicking off. And that's the usual scrum down or wrap up, you may call it, out in the middle. Royal That's it, cheering themselves up and getting that extra bit of courage for this game. And Trinity will be kicking off. Trinity will be defending their goal line from the Kandy end, and Royal will be defending their goal line from the Hampana end. And it's Nuan Fernando. There he is, the Trinity fullback. He's been very impressive this season. He's the place kicker for Trinity, and his kick at goal for this particular season, that's the year 1995, I should say, has been very impressive so far. So it's very important that the Royalists try their best not to give the Trinitians any penalties within the 50-meter line, because Juan Fernando, I'm told, is a very capable kicker. That's the deep kick coming into the Royal 22-meter line. It's been picked up there by one of the forwards, and the Royals are rucking it very well, but will they get clean ball is very debatable. Sampath Perera out to the fly-half. Anslam Hassan, who tries to get it into touch, he doesn't do so. It's been picked up there by the Trinity wing three-quarter, one Yarachi in pursuit. He's been tackled. He's been tackled, and the ball in loose at the moment, in loose play, and a Royalist gets into it, but there has been a knock-on. I think it's one of the Trinitians who did knock-on, and the referee very correctly calling for the scrum. So there is a scrum now between the 10 and the 22-meter line in the Royal territory, and it's Royals put in. There is number 9, Sampath Perera, as you can see him on the screen. A very nippy scrummer, and he should be in action quite a bit in this game, because he certainly is the playmaker as far as Royal is concerned. They're stuck right by Royal. It's coming out Royal's way. There's Sampath Perera flinging that pass out of the standoff, and Anslam Hassan, the fly-half, tries to get touch, and he does get touch. That's quite a good kick, very impressive, coming. Now, it's debatable whether it was kick full out or whether the Trinity wing three-quarter who collected the ball stepped outside with the ball in the hand. I think he did step outside, so play is just inside the Trinity territory, about 5 to 6 meters away from the midfield. So it's throw-in for Trinity, and you may notice that Trinity have two super second rowers in Bastanayaka and Amarasinghe. As I was talking to Fred just before the game, we foresee that Trinity would be winning most of the lineouts with these two towering second rowers. That's not good ball for Trinity, but it's been held back there by Bastanayaka, who's running across now. He's been tackled. It's out to Tushita De Silva, who works the line, and the wing three-quarter in pursuit. He's been tackled just outside the Royal 40-meter line. Bodies all over, but the ball is quite clean for Trinity. The ball coming out Trinity way, and it's with Tushita De Silva, who's been held back there by one of the Royal defenders. And let's see if he's coming out Royal's way, and the referee blows up. The referee blows up and orders for the scrum. Welcome Dr. Fred Perera to commentary position, and will be Fred now on with the game.
From the word go, they are in the Royal territory now. And it's Royal's loose head. Sampath Perera played with the ball. Sampath Perera, the Royal scrum, are just about to feed. Of course, Trinity doesn't have their hooker, Desmond Hopwood, who's been left out due to injury. It's ball being won by Royal. And that's the first line out of this 100th encounter here between Royal and Trinity, and it's Trinity's throw. Trinity being captained by Haris Omar, and the Royal captain is Aslam Hassan. Tushita Silva. And Trinity attacking all the way, keeping the ball in the left flank at the moment in the Royal territory. The referee ordering the scrum. No, there is an infringement, Doctor. Could you sort of comment on that? I wonder what's really took place.
The Royal players were fringing on that loose ball, and they were spied to be offside. So Trinity get the first kick at goal. I presume they're going to take a kick at goal because they've got a very good kicker compared to the Royal kicker, of course, a very reliable kicker.
Yes, Juan Fernando, in fact, has been having a marvelous season. He's been very successful, and let's see how he gets about this. And this is what Trinity will be looking at, to score early as possible and put the pressure on the Royalists. But it's well, as Fred says, it's well within his kicking range.
Very true. And it's just outside the 25 on the left flank. And we're seeing here an instep kicker. It's kicking onto his correct or the easy side for the right foot kicker. It's a lovely kick. He's got height, but he's pushed it towards onto the right side, and Royal have touched down in defence.
So there you are. You just saw the kick at goal. Went to far right. Sampat Pereira there with the ball, 22-meter line. And let's see if he can find good touch for Royal. Singham there. The ball forward. And the line out just about to take place. It's a throw in for Trinity. Sapumal
Pereira, the hooker.
Amar Singh jumping very, very well indeed for Trinity. That ball should come out Trinity way. Rocking for it, as we can see it there on the screen. That's Basanayaka making a break. Trinity really putting the pressure on Royal, keeping play in the Royal territory. Referee orders the scrum, and it's Trinity's loose head, Fred.
The ball didn't come out of the loose truck there, and Trinity is getting the put in. And there's a break by Harry Soma, passed out to the wing three-quarter, and they are driving on. Trinity is driving on, looking very dangerous indeed. The Trinity forwards, but they have lost the ball. Royal have stolen the ball, and a nice kick, and the ball is, and play has been now brought to just inside the Royal territory, just near the halfway mark.
Halfway mark, yes, and that was very funny as to how Trinity lost that ball on that occasion. I thought for a moment they did have it in control, but that's very, very good play by Royal. Extremely good play.
The referee ordering the players apart so that there will be no hanky-panky in the lineouts. There's Sapumal. Nice throw, beautifully collected by Basanayaka. And they're driving it on. Trinity has won the ball, and they've kicked across into the Royal 22, collected nicely by Abdullah, and cleared. The ball plays now midway between the 22 and the halfway mark.
So this has been very fast rugby so far. Both teams are moving the ball quite well.
And so Trinity gets another scrum almost midfield.
Yes, I think it's almost towards the midfield.
Towards the midfield.
On the left flank is Trinity's put in. It's coming out Trinity way again.
I think Harry Soma has a plan of his own yet, and he's chipped it ahead. And
that's a long whistle.
The entire Trinity pack were offside that time because Harry Soma put it in the air from behind. The Trinity forwards failed to retire or even make an attempt to retire, and as a result, Royal has got a penalty. Now that is certainly a shame as far as Trinity is concerned, because Royal has got a chance to relieve the pressure.
Very true, and that's a good kick though.
It's a good kick, and Royal get the put in as well, the throw in, because it was a penalty. And so this is the first Royal throw in
for this game, and it's going to be very interesting because Trinity do have those two tall.
Royal has naturally opted for a two-man line-out. This converts the ball into a 50-50 ball, and Royal has secured the ball. And there the forwards rushing in, and but the ball has not come out. And so there's a knock-on. and Trinity get the scrum.
Doctor, would you like to tell our viewers as to how you feel during Bradby? You played in 1971 when you captained. I mean, it's
well, the Bradby Shield game is probably the zenith of one's rugby career. It's very exciting to play a large crowd. And there's Trinity going again, attacking. There's Abdullah. He's made a nice, Yusuf has made a nice clearance, and
it's on the 22-meter line.
22-meter line.
That's the portion of the crowd.
That's right. Sampath Pereira is about to take the kick, and let's see whether he puts it out full. Yes, he puts it out full. Not a very good kick, but still Royal get the throw-in, which is a distinct advantage as far as Royal is concerned, because I think Royal are sort of hopelessly outgunned in the lineouts with the two tall, agile Trinity jumpers.
Right, so
and once again going for a short lineout, which is converting into sort of a 50-50 ball when you, and they've secured it again.
That's very good play. They're rocking quite well too. There it comes out. Aslam Hassan, the skipper,
and is passed it in, and Royal have gone for the All Black style ruck, and Trinity have gone over the top, preventing Royal. And there's Riza Rahim, who's taken a quick tap, but he's fallen, and the Royal forwards piled over him, and as a result conceding a penalty. Now that is a bit of indisciplined play by Royal.
That's Nuwan Fernando. You can see him on your screens, the Trinity fullback. He's had a wonderful season so far, and he's kicked it quite well.
And he's kicked it well, yes. And that's just on the 22, and this could be a very dangerous situation because Trinity get the throw-in, and as I've said earlier, these two fine line-out jumpers would be supplying Trinity with ample good ball.
Well, that's Royals won that. That's a crucial line-out for them to win. But let's see whether the ball will come out off the ruck. Really battling it out there. Some great sides, both Royal and Trinity. Doctor, just a quickie, Doctor. Sampath Pereira, I always said to myself, he's one of the finest scrum halves in schools rugby today. But has he been playing to his potential this season?
I think Royal have depended a lot on Sampath Pereira because most of their scoring has been either via his boot or his little chips ahead. In fact, a couple of years ago, he made a marvelous chip ahead, and Royal scored
on that occasion. I remember you beating Royal beating Trinity.
Trinity. It was thanks to a beautiful chip just over the scrum by Sampath Pereira. And the Royal forwards are getting up. Oh, that was a nice tackle.
Of course, and Trinity was practically standing on that occasion. There was not much a run and pass there. I think Royal got to the top very, very quickly.
But there's a penalty coming for Royal, I think.
For Trinity,
Yes, the Royal back division was offside at that time, and Trinity are getting a fairly easy penalty this time, and they are opting for the kick at goal.
So that's the second attempt then for Nuwan Fernando.
Yes, the second quite kickable attempt.
This is, I mean, even though this is the 51st Bradby encounter, this makes it the 100th game. I think it was because of your ear. I think you were a part of it.
The principal of Trinity, Lionel Fernando, very magnanimously and kindly decided to award Royal, and Lionel Fernando motored down to Royal Assembly and handed over the Bradby Shield. He's missed that conversion, and I think Trinity have frittered away two possible scores. And there's 25-yard dropout, again very shallow, collected by Royal just outside the 22, and the ball is coming out Royal way, kicked by Aslam within his 22, and Trinity get the throw in. So the play is now on about the 10...
Between the 10, yeah, between the 10.
Just outside the 10-meter line, in the Royal half on the right flank.
And the weather conditions are fantastic, isn't it, Doctor? I mean, I really expected to have rain because there was too much cloud cover this morning, but it's really settled in. It's lovely rugby out here. That's Trinity number 16 pursuit, that was Tilakaratna. Trying to dodge
the ball has gone forward off the hands of a Trinity player, and there's a scrum for Royal. Royal would do well to try to use this occasion to get out of this dangerous area and relieve the pressure. And there's a ball coming out Royal way. And Pass, who's hoisted it in the air, and but it's collected by the Trinity players, and the forward storming over, it comes out untidily on the Trinity side, and it's cleared by the Trinity number 10. Abdullah is in, Yusuf is in beautiful position. He's jinxing his way, but he's got
a load of Trinity defenders on him on that occasion. Right.
Yeah.
But I thought he did very, very well on that occasion. He collected it very well.
And the ball has come out on Royal side and kicked out again. Trinity is making repeated forays, but not being able to convert their territorial advantage into points. And finally it is points that matter in the long run.
Very true. I'm a strong believer of that, Fred. I mean, there are so many critics who say, I mean, in example, Trinity was in Royals 25 the entire first half, but bottom line is the score. So it's very important that Trinity, since they've been in the Royal territory, try and make...
to convert some of the territorial advantage into points.
Very true. So that's the Royal
Sampath Pereira.
That's the Royal skipper.
Electing to run the ball even in the other half. They're showing extreme confidence.
Yes.
Nicely laid back, but collected, picked up by one of the Royal forwards.
There you are, that's Royal.
So with the first forage into the Trinity half, Royal has been awarded a penalty, and I think we're going to see Sampath Pereira make an attempt at a kick at goal. So there is a possibility that the Royal might still draw first blood in this game.
This is well within his kicking range, as you can see. It's just about inside the 22-meter line. I would say just on the 22-meter line.
On the 22.
The people all very enthusiastic. The crowds are wonderful. Nice to see the schoolboys, both of Royal and Trinity, of course, in their respective flags. So this is scintillating atmosphere, if I may say. So there is Sampath Pereira then placing the ball. How has he been kicking so far, Doctor, in this season?
I've followed Royal Rugger this season fairly closely. His form has been on and off. He gets some incredible kicks, and at the same time he misses some of the simplest kicks.
Right.
So he's not an entirely dependable kicker, and no, he hasn't got the distance. Trinity have called a fair catch or a mark there.
Silva, was it on that occasion?
That's right, yeah. And so he's going to take the mark, and he clears, but the ball does not get to touch. It's being collected by Aslam.
Aslam, yes. That's the skipper.
Tries to work the line, but the centre runs into a wall of Trinity defenders, and they manage to get the ball out, but it rolls over into the Trinity in-goal area, and Trinity have touched down in defence, and now Royal seem to be putting on some pressure.
Some pressure on the Trinitians, yes, that's
and there's Nuan Fernando about to take the drop out from the 22. Kicks nicely, collected cleanly by Rukmal, and the ball comes out Royal way. A very good ball, and there's Dole charging into the Trinity pack, obviously with the idea of setting up second phase ball, and the ball is not coming out as tidily, and it's come out in fact Trinity way.
That's it. Body's all over. Just there is a whistle from the referee.
And it's a knock forward by Trinity, and Royal are getting the put in.
This could be quite a dangerous situation for Trinity, Fred, because they are in the 22-meter line.
This tactic of the first centre running into the opponents is now almost a standard Royal College tactic.
Right, yeah.
This time they've opted for a change and work it on the blind side, and the ball is coming out Royal way, and there is Joel going, charging again, and the ball's come out again, and there's Rukmal driving in, come out again, and they'll be knocked on, but the Trinity line was offside, and so Royal are getting an easy conversion attempt from slap bang in front of the post, 22 meters out.
And this could be the first scoring opportunity for Royal, and they've got to take this, Fred.
Oh, yes.
It's well within their reach.
Pereira is about to take the kick, but again I have seen Sampath missing kicks from around here in earlier games.
Right. But even Nuwan today has been having a good day, Fred. I thought those two
are well within Nuwan's range.
Exactly. I've seen him kick before on an earlier occasion, I think against if I'm not mistaken, against Science College. I did watch that game, and I thought he was marvelous, but today he's not his sorts though.
Instep right-footed kicker. He's taking an easy penalty, probably one of the most important penalties in his life.
Very true.
Yes. And he's got it all. So Royal have drawn first blood. In spite of the Trinity's territorial dominance, Royal are now ahead by 3 points. And obviously Maya Gunasekara must be breathing a sigh of relief.
Quite so, because I did meet him before the game, Fred. He was in all sorts though, and I don't blame him for it, because it's a Bradby fever. But certainly, as you very correctly say, he must be breathing much better now. That should be a line out. Trinity's throw in.
Actually, in that period prior to the penalty, Royal showed their rucking capabilities, which is a sort of a copying of the All Blacks, who mastered this technique of driving at the opposition, securing the ball and driving and again until a breakdown came.
Right.
But however, off the ensuing second phase, one of the centres dropped the ball, and the penalty ensued shortly after. There's a nice hanging kick there, corrected beautifully by Abdullah Yusuf, and he's marked. That was a very, very high kick, and I think Trinity should realize now that they are faced with a very good fullback, a very competent and almost a masterly performance up to this point, and a beautiful clearance to relieve pressure. So I think Trinity should, at this point, opt to run the ball rather than kick, because with a fullback in full command and full cry, I don't think they're going to achieve much. And the same way, Royal too should try to cut down their kicking to the bare minimum, because the lineouts are going to come Trinity way. And as you see that beautiful jump by Basnayaka, ball come out nicely Trinity to Rangika Ranasinghe,
and that's a very dangerous move. But I think Royal did well to hold
to a couple of desperate tackles from there. And
they are shoving the Royalists on that occasion, friends, you can see it.
And Royal are holding the ball, and they've cleared it.
That's very well done indeed there from Royal. Very well cleared.
If in the ruck situation, even if the ball does not come out, the side that takes it in gets the put in. Whereas in the maul, the side that takes it in will not get the put in. The opposition will get the put in. The exception being is if a player feels the ball off a full kick and feels it full, and off the ensuing maul, if the ball does not come out, the put in is for the player who collects the ball.
Right. But here we are. This is also quite dangerous play as far as Royal is concerned. But of course, it's Royal's loose head. Trinity certainly attacking Fred, and they've been in the Royal territory for most of the first half so far.
And the kick was smothered, and Trinity now driving on that ball. And the ball has come out Trinity way. I think there's an offside there, yes. Now, that penalty could have been classed as what is called a professional foul. For what is called a professional foul.
That's Harry Soma, the Trinity skipper, with the ball. Royal does well to hold him back. It's coming on.
They're still driving, going forward. Stout defense by the Royalists.
Oh yes. They really are holding them together.
There's a penalty coming Royal way, but the ball is coming towards Trinity, and they've chipped ahead and collected nicely. So Trinity get the penalty since there was no advantage of that, and I think they're opting for the kick at goal.
Well, I think that's the correct thing to do, Doctor, at this point in time, because Royal
are... So Royal are 3 points ahead, but yes, they have indicated that they are having a kick at goal, and the two linesmen have now retired behind the goal posts.
Yeah, so that's the kick at goal, and this is, I mean, for Trinity's sake, Fred, I hope you'll be third time lucky, because he's kicked 2 away, and then...
Yeah, I think Trinity deserves some points on the board, considering the amount of territorial advantage that they have had.
Yes. That's Juan Fernando, the Trinity fullback. The usual hush here at the Bogambra Rugby Stadium. Very, very tense battle out here between Royal and Trinity.
I think the Royal defence has been very stout in spite of all the... And this time it is third time lucky. That was a nice high kick, well over cleared the crossbars, and so Trinity now have drawn level with Royal, and the scores are 3-all with the game nearing half time.
Yes. I think Royal have done very well, Fred, because Trinity was attacking in this half, and they did very, very well to... They kept their heads together, I must say. There could have been more than, I would say, a couple of scoring chances for Trinity, but I thought Royal did very well to defend. An excellent rugby being played by both these teams.
And it's a very tidy maul converted to a ruck and passed out. And there's Tusita De Silva who puts in a nice kick over the wing 3/4 on the
far left.
On the far left. And the ball rolls out into touch. And it's the half-time whistle has gone.
So here we are at half-time. It's deadlocked, if I may say, 3-all. But I thought, Fred, Trinity certainly dominated, if I may say, the first half.
did not come out, so one could argue about that decision.
Yes, it's a Trinity way to go. Scoring coming out Trinity way. That's Harisuma in pursuit.
And he's kicked it into the box, and there's Yusuf. He's overrun the ball this time. Trinity collected it, but were bundled out into touch.
Yes.
And now Trinity are in a very commanding position here, with Royal opting for the two-man line-out. And unless they secure a very good ball, this could be a very dangerous situation.
Yes.
No.
Royal did well on that occasion to win the ball.
That's right, and it's cleared nicely by Sampath Pereira.
That's good rugby.
The Royal is creeping up and tackling very stoutly.
Oh yes. I think Royal's defence has been marvellous. That's also not a very
good ball, but it went. Trinity knocked it on, and Royal are getting the put-in.
Sampath Pereira.
The Trinity fullback is standing back for the defensive clearance from Royal, and Sampath Pereira gets the ball, and Aslam clears it into touch just outside the 22, between the 22 and the 10-meter line. It's Trinity's put-in. Now that last line out was rather untidy, considering that Trinity have the extreme dominance in this aspect of the game.
They have two tall men, and they could easily sort of do a much needed job with it.
Exactly.
So that's the throw-in. Sankan Selvam. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Trinity hooker. It's Sapumal Pereira. The friend, there you are. That's
and that's a forward peel there, where Trinity have won the ball nicely off that ruck, but they have opted to kick, and the Trinity forwards were offside, and the referee has given a penalty. There may have been some words of wisdom from one of the Trinity players,
yes, most probably,
which has cost them a penalty.
Right.
It does not pay to talk back to the referee. He has the whistle and he has all the powers.
He does.
So that lack of discipline has been...
On that occasion, Fred, what would you have done? You think that Trinity should have worked the line, because instead of trying to dab it ahead?
Yes, does not appear to be much point with... obviously, Royal are expecting this short chip, and with a fullback like Yusuf, exactly. I think it's a waste of possession.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Now that's the Royal throw-in. The two-man line-out.
The short throw-in, but the throw was crooked, so Trinity will get the scrum put in. And let's see what Trinity trying to make of it. I think it would be wise for Trinity to run at the Royalists, yes, or at least drive with their powerful pack.
Yes.
Because Trinity, I saw them take on the Tomians, and that heavy Tomian pack did not have much of a chance.
Yes.
Again, they've opted to kick. Yusuf is collected again nicely on the run, and he's making a break.
What a fine player, Yusuf.
And the ball has come out, and they're driving it again. And the ruck comes out Royal way, and Trinity have trying to go over, preventing the ball coming out, and Royal have secured a penalty. So this is probably modern rugby at its mastery best here, because Royal are doing this very effectively, and Trinity are finding it difficult to counter this attacking forward display from Royal. There's the ball coming in for the short line out.
Wait for the throw.
Takes a low hard throw, and the ball is not collected cleanly, but it comes out Royal way, and there's Aslam dummying as he goes, and the Trinity they've broken through, right through the pack, but they've not gained very much territorial advantage.
And that was nice to see Royal really running that ball. That looked an improvised move.
A switch of direction there. And I think Trinity were caught wrong-footed there.
Oh yes, of course.
And it was a desperate tackle in the corner.
So that's the line out. Trinity throwing in. Sapumal Pereira. very, very well jumped on that occasion, Fred. Out to Trinity.
And that's a nice kick that pushes play back into back on the halfway line.
Miandad Rahim. That's right, that's Miandad Rahim.
No, that's, Riza Rahim.
Riza Rahim, I'm sorry. Yes,
Rather.
that's it. Not very cleanly collected on that occasion, but it's
Still, Trinity's got the ball, and they've kicked deep again. Yusuf collects from outside his 22, and the ball bounces just inside and rolls out in touch.
so that's great work.
And
there
that's
from
great work from Yusuf. I think Yusuf has been the tower of strength for Royal College here.
Definitely, he's been the pick of the players so far, Fred, and he's done a marvelous job. I think he's kept his head cool, and
I would think so. I think he's done his father, His Excellency Javid Yusuf, the ambassador to Saudi Arabia, proud on this occasion. It's a pity the old man is not here to see
watch the young man play. Now Yusuf played as a wing forward, if I remember.
That's right. He was a very swift flanker.
Yeah. That's Trinity's way. They're trying to run it
And they're
there.
trying to run into the Royal pack, but they've got pushed out. Second half, I think the possession has been even. Certainly in the first half, I would have put it at 70-30.
Right.
But in the second half, Royal seem to have come round, or Trinity has become a little ragged and untidy.
Yes. And that's very, very. It's a fact, as you can just see it
There again.
But he is ordering a scrum, the referee, and
That's right, with the Royal put in, because the
Royal
ball came off the Trinity jumper's hands and went forward. Now
that's very untidy play there by Trinity. I think they've been having problems with the lineouts, especially in the second half.
Right, and then there's been delay by the Royal scrum half
Scrum-half to put the ball in.
Got a free kick. They've got a free kick as a result. And they're taking a short tap, and they've mauled it. It's come out Royal way and kicked ahead to Yusuf once more. And
He's on the move. There you
he's
see
on the
him, but
move, and there he goes, sets it up nicely, standing, gives the ball away.
Fine player. That's out Royal's way. That is full out, Fred, so the line out coming into the Royal territory again. Now Royal is in the Trinity territory between the 10 and the 22 meter line, and there is a throw, and it will be Royal's throw in. So this could be very dangerous as far as the Trinityans are concerned.
Royal have used this short line out very effectively. This time they're throwing it over the top, but I don't think it's been quite straight.
See the referee ordering the scrum,
Scrum, and Trinity should get the foot in. Yes, Trinity gets the foot in.
That will certainly ease some pressure off the Trinitians, because
On the Royal line, standing up.
oh, that's a very good kick.
And that's a good kick, relieving pressure.
And he's brought the play into
to the 10-yard line.
into the Royal territory too. So that's a very, very good play. Very good kick though.
Just outside Royal territory.
Yeah.
Between the 10 and the halfway mark.
Halfway mark, yes, quite so.
And there's Riza Rahim about to take the throw in.
Trinity's won that ball on the
Trinity's
occasion.
won the ball.
That pushes the De Silva. Ran
And
back
he's made a
into the
break,
ruck,
yes. And Trinity has set up a nice ruck there. And I think the Royal forwards and the whole back division were offside on that occasion. Very well spotted by the referee.
That was that's good refereeing, Fred.
I think he's got eyes in the back of his head too.
He was there where the ball was, and that was could be good refereeing. So Juan Fernando, the Trinity fullback. That's a very good.
Yes, and he puts it out full.
Yes, and we're going to see a line out in Trinity's favour. just outside the 22-meter line, Fred, and that could be very dangerous. But I've not seen the Trinity backs move the ball. And
in fact, in the second half, Trinity have not been getting the abundance of good ball. The forwards seem to be rather rattled.
Excellent defense by Royal.
Again, the ball does not come out tidily.
That was very well tackled there, but Trinity moved the ball from the right flank.
From the right flank, right across the field. Yes. Even the stoutest defense is bound to crack.
Yes.
Following repeated assaults.
Yes. Now, if you just notice that tackle, Fred, that was a marvelous tackle by that Royalist. I couldn't spot him there on that occasion, but I thought that was an excellent tackle.
And they're running it again. And they're getting a good run down the flank. That was unfortunate. The ball slipped out of the supporting Trinity players' hands, and it is unfortunate, but that was a very good move, very dangerous, and that was a desperate collar tackle from Maladasekara, which threw that move out of gear.
But that looked very, very dangerous. I thought for a moment that Trinity was through with that. That was great rugby. It's nice to see Trinity also move the ball.
And that's a poor clearance, but it's infield. And Trinity are spreading it wide now. And he's found a gap, passed around the fields. And unfortunately, Trinity go over the top there and concede a penalty in their enthusiasm. But they came into very close proximity of the Royal line. And that I think Trinity have realized that
Yusuf can't continue to play in this game because
he's a stout-hearted lad, and he's standing up, and he's obviously a little groggy, but he could take a little break and return.
Yes, that's the advantage he'll have, and I think that's the correct thing to do, Fred, because
anyway they've got a full 2 minutes before he leaves.
Yes,
and yes, he's back on the field.
Much to the relief of the Royalists, I would say.
I would certainly think so. Losing Yusuf at this time would be probably losing the best player on the field today.
Right.
Today,
of course. You know, he's been the pick of the Royalists so far, Fred, and there's no doubt about it. That's Sampat Perera kicking the ball, and he does get touched just outside the 22-meter line or thereabouts. And it's Trinity's throw-in, and that's the throw-in.
Tapped by Trinity. Untidy ball. Trinity on the retreat there.
Yes.
Royal piling in and driving hard, and they push the maul into touch. And I think the Royal forwards are now playing with their hearts and souls here, because
of course,
they're doing a grand job. They've curtailed this powerful Trinity pack. We haven't seen any dangerous moves from their star number 8, Harry Soma.
Yes.
A lot has been expected of Harry Soma. He seems to have been effectively neutralized at this stage.
I think at the same time, Fred, I think the Royalists have been defending. They've been marking Harris quite well.
And there's a nice hanging up and under by
Sampat
Perera, but yes, and
line out in favor of Royal. So this could be very dangerous for Trinity, because Royal is in the Trinity territory. And let's see how they'll make use of this ball. It's won by Royal. There you are, it's coming out Royal way.
And gone inside, and a pounding tackle, and the ball spills out of his hands. And Trinity have secured it and cleared. But I wonder whether the referee will give advantage here. Yes, the referee has given advantage.
And it's nice to see the referee having a good game too. You know, it makes a lot of difference, Fred, you know.
Without a doubt. And I think one of the Royal players are offside on the occasion. Referee's playing advantage. It's collected again nicely by Yusuf, who drives into the thick of it. And a high collar tackle from one of the Trinity players. And Sampat Perera is going to get another opportunity of or is it Riza Rahim this time, who's going to take the kick? And this gives an opportunity for Royal to get ahead. Talking about Sampath Pereira, I mean, he's in line of a great tradition of Royal College scrum halves. Was starting, as far as my memory goes, with Mahesh Rodrigo, Tyrrell Muthaiya, Lionel Almeida, Kalwarachi, Malik Samaravikrama, CP Abe Gunawardena. Now for Rahim, and then Sampath. It's a very illustrious line of lineage of Royal scrum halves.
I always thought that Sampath looked very much like CP Fred. I mean, I always thought in those lines.
Yes,
I might be wrong.
in style of play, but possibly the only difference is the complexion.
Yeah, quite so. Well,
I would think he resembles Mahesh Rodrigo rather
than
more than CP Abe Gunawardena.
That's the dropout from the 22-meter line.
And Royal have secured it nicely, and there's a maul going on, very well controlled maul, and he's passed it out, very flat passing, and there's, I think, an overlap developing with Yusuf getting into the line and taking two men, but he fails to get the ball out. But Royal have won the ball again and are driving forward right under the post, and the ball should come out Royal way, and
yes, that could be very, very dangerous.
Again,
yes,
and there's an overlap, no, and they've been held by the Trinity wing three-quarter. Malasekar could not make any headway, but there's been a knock forward, and the referee's hand is out. He's playing advantage for Trinity, and Trinity's got the ball and cleared, but not full out. I would think the referee should have played advantage there. There's an angry comment from one of the Royal players, and Aslam, the Royal captain, is being called up for a telling off.
Yes, I think at schoolboy level, Fred, one must avoid it, Fred. I mean, let's face it, I know they all get into emotions, and sometimes, you know, you tend to lose your cool. Did you have an experience of that nature during your college days, Fred?
We were
quite embarrassing.
No, we were too... I was too unfit to open my mouth.
But some of your teammates did? No.
Oh, they were all very tired.
Right. Yes.
And certainly the pressure on winning and losing was not as high as now. And comes in, and he's hooked it. He's hooked it.
And so Trinity...
So the score still remains at 3-all.
And that was one opportunity Trinity could have gone ahead. I thought the kicks that Nuwan Fernando got, Fred, was all within kicking range.
All within kicking range. They've had the height and the distance, but not the direction.
Exactly, and he's an experienced kicker. He's been doing well in the season, but I dare say it's not his day today.
And there's a nice take by Shamara Vijay Singh. Picked the ball in full flight, and but the ball has been knocked over. Yes, knocked on by with the tackle, and Trinity get a scrum there. So that was a nice take by Chamara. Chamara Vijay Singh collected that ball at full flight and drove on, but unfortunately with the tackle the ball slipped out of his hands, and Trinity are getting a scrum.
And that's the put in. It's coming
Comes out Trinity way as...
he did knock on that occasion.
And now it's Trinity's turn. They're making a drive for the Royal goal, and it's come out nicely. I think there should be an offside there, but he managed to slip the ball away. And there's a... And there's one of the Royal players offside, and Trinity are getting another penalty at the identical spot where no one missed the last kick.
Yes. I wonder what he's going to do with it.
I would certainly think that he should go for the penalty, go for the 3 points, but here he's not indicated to the referee as yet. Yes, he's indicated to the referee, and they're going for the 3 points.
And this is a lot of pressure on the young man, Fred, because as you know, the game is taking closer orders, and I think this could be quite a deciding factor if he does get it over, or, you know, and he's under tremendous pressure. Yes, Royal have really...
And he's got it all right.
He's got it all right.
So there you are. Trinity on the
going for a 3-point lead. They're off 2 penalties.
Yes.
But still the match is very close. The game is not over. And certainly even if Trinity do cling on to this lead, they've lost the home advantage. And Royal certainly have the home advantage in the second leg at the Sugatadasa Stadium. Their advantage in Bogambara.
Yes. That's the best way you could put it, Fred. I quite agree with you.
They've attacked well. Their forwards have played with a lot of gusto and venom. They're driving in, but
That's coming out Trinity way.
that's
That could be
a very
dangerous.
bad pass from the scrum half. Goes all along the ground, and a desperate kick from the fullback clears, but the play is still in the
It's somewhere in the midway.
midway between
arena.
the 25 and the 50, or between the 22 and the 10-meter line.
line. It's all confusing. Some, from 25 meters we have come up to 22 meters, Fred.
That's
You know,
right. yeah.
And I remember in your years it was between the 10 and the 25.
That's right.
That's what a normal commentator would say. But today we are in all sorts of problems. 10 and 22. Coming out Trinity way. That's
And the kick has been charged down, but
it's a line out.
and it's full time now.
Yes, it's all over here
And
at the
Trinity have
Bogambara.
just won on the winning, moved ahead of the winning post by 6 points to 3. All credit to Royal, I think, on this game, because they have lived to fight another day.